Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
I support Helping Hands for Cruising because it's an amazing charity. They put people on who have a disability or can't afford a cruise. The first recipient was Ford Man, aka Ken Oaks, my great friend. He really deserved that because he supports so many channels and does not let his disability stop him. Also, all the boards are amazing, including Shaun, Meg, Crystal, and so many others. Please support this amazing charity. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, folks. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on board. Hey, technical issue. Finger moves the wrong way over the mouse, and that causes things to fall apart. I do apologize. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Well, Joe, yes, mate. G'day. How you going? This is not Amy. That was the lovely Danny D. Danny turned 29 yesterday, I believe. And so that was just her giving us a bit of a spiel. Now, I'll tell you what. Danny D is a super supporter. She is the most incredible mod. Anytime I have an issue, anytime I have a stream up, and young Danny is around, she's on the ball like you wouldn't believe. So I'm eternally grateful to Danny for everything she does. And yeah, thank you, Danny. That was a bit of a special for her. So there we go. All right, now let's get in there. This is Chatting with Shaun, talking about Helping Hands for Cruising. A couple of things that have come on this week. Well, we've had Easter, and I hope you folks all had an amazing Easter. You did some amazing things. And the good news is, hey, Easter's only another 12 months away. But what does that mean? If it's in another 12 months, what that simply means is that, well, you're going to have the most amazing cruises happen in the meantime. So there we go. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you all here. Enjoying time with the ducks. Okay, now I'm busy looking to the side here because what am I looking for? I want to have a look at what's happening out there in the cruising space. Because what have we got? We've got some ships coming out of... let me just shut something down here for a second. We got some ships coming in and out of various ports. One of the ports that they're not coming out of is Melbourne. In Sydney today we had the Grand Princess. We also had Ovation of the Seas coming in tomorrow, Brilliance of the Seas on Thursday, and Celebrity Edge in on Friday. That's in Sydney. In Brizzy, things are a little bit different there. In Brisbane, we've got... Come on. Hurry up there, computer. Okay, in Brisbane, what have they got? They've got... Majestic Princess was in today, and on Thursday they've got the Quantum of the Seas, and then on Saturday it's Pacific Encounter. Carnival Luminosa was in today, and I'm pretty sure that's headed back. I think it's headed back to Seattle right now. So that went out this afternoon. I know there were a couple of people on board. The Czech cruiser, I think, is on board, the Luminosa. So there we go. Now in Melbourne, the last ship that was in was the Grand Princess on the 31st, so on Sunday. The next ship we've got is coming in on Thursday, and that's the Nordam. And then Celebrity Edge comes in on Sunday. So it's like Sunday to Thursday to Sunday, and then that's it. So, yeah, not a lot happening out of Melbourne. And I would hazard a guess it's got to do with those port fees that Melbourne ports have put on local cruising. So there we go. Okay, so let's continue with regard to Helping Hands. Right now, what we've got is we have a board meeting coming up this weekend. This weekend is rather auspicious as well, because I believe this weekend is when we lose our daylight saving. That'll happen on Saturday night. So we will then have an extra hour in bed, I think. That'll be correct. So yes, so daylight saving goes out. So as of week after next, I think, I will be able to link up with Jimmy from the Astute Tourist, and we will be doing our live stream together as we have done in the past. So that will be awesome. And I'll make a few changes there, so we'll see. As you may or may not be aware, Helping Hands for Cruising does have the US side of things going. It's got a US bank account, it's got a US PayPal account. So if you have a look just over here, the QR code over here is for the US, and it is based on the US account. If you're on our side of the pond and you're making donations, well then this QR code over here is for the Australian account, the Australian PayPal, and yep, we'd be happy taking all donations in Aussie dollars and getting people on board cruise ships that way. So there's some exciting things happening. Well, last look, 208 days, I believe, 201. Let me just make sure. Because according to most, yes, 201, the Americans will say 202 days. 201 days to this particular cruise. Let me just show you this cruise, and then you guys tell me what you think. Now, I don't know if you folks realise the date of that cruise. Well, that cruise is exactly 2 years after the inaugural. Not just maybe perhaps. That cruise embarks from Galveston 2 days before the Carnival Horizon came back. The inaugural cruise came back into Port Miami. It's 2 days before it actually left. Before it actually came back 2 years ago. So there we go. That's rather exciting. Okay, now we've got some interesting things here. We've got young Mr. Joe in the chat. Welcome aboard, Joe. Nice to have you here. Just for those interested, Joe will be going live on Thursday just to chat on his channel. I'll tell you what, guys, you folks, if you want to have an interesting chat, Joe's there. Joe Hupp, you got to get onto this channel because Joe has some really interesting facts. Talks about motor racing, talks about trucks, talks about buses. Mate, what he does not know about that stuff is dangerous. Anyway, look forward to it, guys. Get on there. And live share to his community tab, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so moving right along. Mate, anything for a mate. I tell you what, the amount of support you give me is absolutely phenomenal, and I really appreciate it. So why wouldn't I support you? I'm hoping everybody had a great Easter. So a bit more info. Amy's cruise is going to be quite phenomenal because Amy will have our 4th recipient, a lady by the name of Roxanne. I've yet to get a video interview of Roxanne telling us about her experiences. The good news is Roxanne is, well, what can I say? She's never been on a cruise before, and she's going on our first cruise. So, and that's going to be with Amy, Michael Ann, I think it's going to be Shaz and Gaz as well. So there's a few people on board there. And, yep, she's going to have an absolute ball, let me tell you. Joe's saying that Nick is missing in action tonight. He's usually here before him. Mate, we had a real big chat with Nick. We told him that coming in 3 hours early. No, I know. He's probably still asleep. He's always had a busy time there, so the sort of stuff he does, being a postie, obviously he would be fairly flat strap busy. Got some bad news for you guys. You know, there's only 267 days to go. You know to what? Yep, Christmas. And if we've got 267 days to go, we have 273 days to go to New Year's Eve. And I can tell you, folks, we will be in Sydney to see the fireworks come on in. What we won't be doing is going on the Ducks cruise, unfortunately, which is in 275 days. Unfortunately, we've had to give that a miss. But in 438 days, on the 15th of June 2025, this cruise is going to be the cruise that you would want to be on.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
Absolutely, you don't want to miss that cruise. That is going to be a phenomenal cruise. Actually, it's on Airliner and my bucket list. And if we are lucky tonight, it is Oslotto, and if we are lucky tonight, we might actually be able to go on that cruise. If we're not lucky, sorry guys, won't be seeing you. However, we're all in for the lucky stuff, so we'll see how we go. Okay, now that cruise is a phenomenal one because we would love at some point to go in and see Alaska. We'd love to be on board cruise with Bruce and Cindy because it is their group cruise. But you know what? Any experience on a cruise is phenomenal. Now, having had Bruce dealing with the various cruise lines to get the next cruise up, which is the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, little bit of background info. Bruce went to nearly every single cruise line. Tried to talk to Carnival, tried to talk to Norwegian. Well, spoke to Norwegian, tried to talk to Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean was an interesting one because Royal Caribbean said, yes, come on board. And then what happened was we said we'd like to go on this particular ship. And then what they did was they hiked the rates up and the rates just went through the roof. So in more discussions with Norwegian, they were the only cruise line that really came back to us. Bruce tried to reach out to Virgin, tried to reach out to MSC, tried to reach out to everybody. The only one that came back to us and was favorable with us, treated us with the respect that we treated them, was Norwegian. So as a result, the Norwegian organization certainly are bending over backwards to help us out. And so we greatly appreciate them. So if anybody's looking to go on board a cruise, we would say go and look at a Norwegian cruise. And the one that you should be looking at is this cruise over here. I think you're going to find it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell?
Yes, well, I was just thinking about what activities we were going to do, and I'm telling you now, Helping Hands for Cruising, we are going to be having the inaugural, on this rock and roll tribute cruise, we will be having the inaugural HH4C F125 competition. So we're doing a race around the track. It will be a competition to see who can get around the track the fastest. In fact, who can beat me? I mean, anybody can beat me. It's going to be a phenomenal cruise. And just looking at the ship is amazing. The other day, actually last night, I was sitting down and looking at the Norwegian app and just going through deck by deck, looking at the ship, the layout, what it looks like, where we're going to be eating, where we're going to be staying. We know what our cabin number is. It is on the deck, and I think you would we're absolutely going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. Right underneath them, and a couple of other things that are going to be really good and enjoyable. So, folks, you need to come and join us. There are going to be so many people on board. Right now we're sitting at, as far as I'm aware, 54 cabins sold, and we're trying to get another 150 sold. So there we go. We want you on board. Let's see who's going to be there. There's going to be Jimmy from the Astute Tourist, Ross from Orange Cone Vlogs, Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel, the three bands that are going to be playing. There's going to be, I believe, Dewey is got himself organised to be on board. We're hoping that we get Shaz and Gaz on board that cruise as well, from Cruising Scene and anything in between, or everything in between, something in between. We're also looking at Radio Jones is going to be on board with us on the cruise. I believe that we're going to have Ricky Rocker, but I don't know what he's actually going to be doing. I believe he's might be playing I don't know. He might be playing in the bands, I believe. Not sure which band he's associated with. But anyway, Ricky Rocker's going to be there. Also, we're looking at Mike and Rihanna from Mike and Rihanna Adventures is going to be on board. Eddie Lugo and Alice Lugo from Eddie Lugo Studios and Alice Lugo Studios. We're also going to have, there are just so many, and I don't have all the names of all the channels, but we are looking for as much support as we possibly can get. I mean, hey, if we can get Tony Barnett, that'd be awesome, mate. Come on board. I mean, any of the big names, we would greatly appreciate anybody coming on board the cruise, because after all, it is for a good cause. And those of you that are across the pond, the good news is Helping Hands for Cruising is a 501c3, and because of that, you get a tax deduction. A proportion of the fare is tax deductible, so you can actually claim it on your next tax. Come on board, come join us. We're going to have an amazing amount of fun. Haven't heard of any other of the board members as yet, but we're working towards it. So folks, opportunity to meet up with the board. I know that we're going to catch up with a few people in the meetup beforehand. I believe Carnival Cruise Addicts will be coming across to the meetup, as well as Megs and C's, as well as Paul S. Vines is going to be there. So a whole host of people are coming down to meet at the meetup. But now we'd like you to travel with us on board the cruise, and that would be absolutely unbelievably exciting. So, what more can I say, folks? It's going to be an awesome cruise. We're going to have an awesome amount of fun. We are getting ourselves organised to get our ESTA ready, get some of the other tickets ready. We just need to know what flights we're going on, and then we can get everything happening. At this particular point, folks, unless there are some questions in the chat, I don't have much more to say, other than the ducks will be back on tomorrow night. Tomorrow is a rather auspicious occasion. It will be 8 years since my beloved bride and I have been married, so it'll be our wedding anniversary tomorrow. So it will be an auspicious occasion and a rather exciting chat. And Joe, you'll have to pull out your Google because I will find a place that you will never have been to. And so we'll learn about it together and see where we go from there. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call it quits now. I'm going to catch up with you all tomorrow. Please have an awesome day. Please figure out a way to support and spread the word for Helping Hands for Cruising. And folks, we will catch up with you mañana. Have an awesome day. Catch you later.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.